In this video, I want to show you why it's so important to make sure that when you swing the bat and your hands are always in motion, it's going to help you to feel that you're going to be more consistent with your timing, that your swing and your bat speed is going to be way more explosive, and it's going to help you to compete at the next level. So I'm going to show you the example of Barry Bonds. The main reason why I like to use Barry Bonds, obviously, because he was one of the best ever to play the game, but because I seen guys like Jazz Chisholm from the Yankees, guys like Ken Griffey Jr. and another players in the big leagues that they kind of mimic the same way of how he build momentum with his hands even before he swing the bat. And it's something that I often recommend to the players who I work with to create an explosive, sure, and compact swing. So as you can see, he's a guy that he was really simple or basic when the way how he load. He takes a sure step back when he's working on his toe tap, but as soon as he's going back, notice how the hands are going down too as well, which that's something that often some of your coaches are going to tell you, like you should keep your hands up, yada yada. It's not really matter where your hands are during your load, is where they at when you land on your launch position. So as soon as you start going forward, the hands are start going up back into the position that often you'll hear your coaches telling you that they should be. But the part that we have to make sure that we master is the rhythm that we create with them. So you can start like doing like a tap where you kind of like tipping like the bat like this, going up and down, kind of like thinking that the knob of the bat is gonna go down as soon as you get into your tap into your back step, kind of like feeling like the knob is gonna go down here, close into my body where I go here. So this is the tap that I'm talking about. Let's say I'm doing the toe tap right now. I'm gonna go back, and even if I have my hands down as he does, I'm going back up, getting into the position that my hands should be. And when he landed into his launch position, he just used this momentum. Look at how the hands never stop. And he turned with the barrel behind of the ball. He's not chopping at it. So he likes, or the thing that the greatest hitters do is to work behind of contact. As soon as you start working behind of contact, tight and around of your back shoulder, where you're not super far from your body, where the bat, you're dumping the barrel, where the barrel is pretty much. I'm looking here, where the bat is pretty much going this far from your body, where you get there, and now you have that big gap in between the bat and your back shoulder. That's usually when we get in trouble with a long swing. A swing where we get disconnected. When you do that tap that you go here, which that's when he was working with the toe tap. When he step back, he goes down, then up. So the hands never stop. So are there different ways to do it? Yes. I tried a little bit of both, where I was starting with my hands here, then I was bringing my hands back, then forward, back, and forward. He used to do that little tap. But either way, if you feel like you're struggling with fastballs, if you can feel that your swing is being explosive as it should, I highly recommend you to make sure that you keep your hands in motion and you master this way of how to make the bat to feel lighter, to have to stay loose in the box instead of just being so static where you're pretty much starting from zero, right? You start from zero, then to 100, where you start like here. You load everything that you do when you lower half, whatever it is. As soon as you start when you front foot, you just start going forward. And the example that I like to give is like try to think like two cars are gonna be in a race. Let's say this is car one, this is a car two, and there's a line where as soon as they get right next to each other, that's when the race start. Car two is gonna start from the back and it's gonna start driving or moving super slow, but as soon as he get at the same like just behind of the line, that's when the race is going to start. So the momentum that the car two build from driving slow and it's the time to say go and the race start, he used that momentum to create more speed. Obviously, car two is going to win, especially if it's going to be a short race. Like that's the race that we're trying to compete here in baseball when we're hitting. Another example too is when we are in a playground and you're in a swing and you're trying to go as high as possible. You're usually trying to use the momentum from the back when you go back, and then you go forward to go as high as possible on the swing of the playground. You're not just going from whatever you start all the way up because you don't want to go as high as possible. That's the beauty and the idea of creating momentum and being so consistent with the rhythm that especially you create with your hands. You'll see guys that they're super static and they work with their hands where they barely move and they just go forward and it really work for them. Most of the guys who I work with, my personal experience, what I tried was it didn't work for me. So one more time again, just go back and forward, working with that tap. Just focus on the way how he uses his hands. Here, down, and that's when the front foot is going back, when the toe tap to down, and the hands never stop, and he just swing. That's the way how you're supposed to be building your rhythm, your timing of the pitcher. We always work on building our timing based on the fastball. This is going to help you to make sure that you create an explosive swing, like I said before. If you need help to apply this into your specific situation, you can reach out to me either on Trainerize in case that you want one of my clients. If you're watching this and we're not work together yet, you can schedule a call with me, and when we can talk about your number one struggle, your number one goal, and then at the very least you want to walk out of the call with a game plan where we can map out what's your number one constraint, your number one challenge that I want to help you to just get the best results as soon as possible. And then we slowly start moving into the next things that you have to work on, either your recruitment process, getting stronger, getting faster, working with your mindset, etc. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you in the next video.